My parents are approaching 80 years old, and it's funny, money was such a taboo subject in my house growing up, but as my parents get older, they're not only more willing to talk about their finances, they're keen to get help with various aspects of it. And that's likely true for many of you as well. So today I want to start a short series here on 5 Minute Friday, dealing with some of the things to consider and to be aware of when helping older family members with their finances. Every family is different, so with everything I'm going to be talking about in these few videos, you should try and apply them sensitively and carefully to your unique family situation. In fact, that's what I want to talk about today, so let's put 5 minutes on the clock. Say a quick thank you to my friends at 7 Investment Management for continuing to sponsor the show, and let's crack on. I'm going to give you a simple 4 things to remember when talking with your parents about money, and particularly as you start out on the process of doing so. And conveniently, these 4 things all begin with R. So the first is to respect their dignity. First thing we need to be aware of is just how big a deal this is likely to be for your parents. Depending on whether or not they have initiated these conversations with you about money, in which case it's likely to be easier, then for you to broach this subject with them is huge. Remember, they still see you as their child, so we need to respect their dignity and their position in the family hierarchy and approach the subject very carefully and sensitively. Far too many times in client meetings where I've had multiple generations present, I've seen younger folks belittle their parents, patronize them, talk to them like children. In fact, few things make me more mad, actually. More than one occasion, I've had to master myself so as not to tell a client's middle-aged child to just shut up and let their parents talk. It drives me nuts. Respect, I think, is essential because it will provide a platform for you truly to help your parents, and that's what you want to do. The second R is to recognize their wishes. Remember, your job is not to impose yourself on your parents. This is still their life, after all, and it's still their money. Your starting point in all your dealings with them should be what you want to achieve. Don't you dare start to tell them that they can't spend their money on what they want to, unless you know that to do so will be somehow detrimental to them. Now, you can negotiate, of course, but prepare to do so out of respect, defer out of respect. Of course, this does depend on their state of mind. If they're in the early stages of dementia or losing capacity some other way, then you're going to need to bear that in mind and tread even more carefully. But if rather we're just talking about them getting you on board or you're broaching the subject with them for the first time, then be sure that they know that they're not handing over all decision making anytime soon. They're just collaborating with you on seeing their wishes fulfilled. Okay? Number 3, reassure continually. No matter the strength of your relationship between you and your senior relatives, there might be some small part of their mind that wonders why you're suddenly so interested in helping them with their finances. That can range from some sort of low-grade cynicism to full-on suspicion, so you might well have to do some kind of reassuring PR on them. Take time to reassure them that your concern is out of affection for them and a desire to help them as much as you can, to make things easier for them, just like they did for you for many years. What goes around comes around, after all. This reassurance is unlikely to be a one-off exercise. You need to keep going with it as you continue to work with your parents over time. And then finally, really important, resist frustration. There is a good chance that sometimes this whole process is going to be really frustrating for you. It's going to drive you nuts. You're going to want to tear your own hair out at times, but you must not rise. It's essential that you keep your cool. Frustration, which is allowed to boil over into short-temperedness, harsh words, and evident irritation, is just going to be massively counterproductive. There's a good chance, of course, that your parents are feeling some frustration themselves, so to get it back from you is only going to make things worse. You need to be the embodiment of calm, even if inside you're just screaming to yourself. So, respect their dignity, recognize their wishes, reassure continually, and resist frustration. These things will set your collaborative financial relationship with your senior relatives up for success right from the start. So next week we're going to get practical, but I wanted to kick off this little mini-series here with some mindset stuff Really important. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in next week's 5 Minute Friday.